What's up, vapors? Thanks for checking out Daily Vape TV. My name is Nick, and it's Fresh Build Friday. That's right, it's that time of the week again where we get you ready for the weekend with a brand new coil build. So I decorated for the holidays. I'm just feeling a bit festive lately, so I decided to throw some lights up. What do you guys think? Leave me a comment in the box below. If you guys are here for this right here, this is the Mage GTA, which we are going to be building on today. This one is a lot of fun. This tank is pretty cool. It's like a mixture between an RDTA and an RTA. But yeah, it's just a pretty nifty little tank. I will be doing a full review in the very near future, so stay tuned for that. In any case, go ahead and grab your wick, your wire, your tools, your addy, your mod, all that good stuff. Let's go down to the close-up view and build it up. Alright guys, so as I stated in the intro, we're going to be taking a look at some of these coil art products today. We've got the Mage GTA, which is a new tank from Coil Art. Been vaping on this one for a little bit, but I felt like we should do a nice build on it for you guys here. So I've got these Taiji coils, also by Coil Art, that I showcased in my Taiji coil build video. Well, now I have a good baseline standard of comparison, so we're going to be trying out the pre-made version today. And actually, this actually brings up a good point, because I have this tank currently all juiced up, all wicked, all built, and everything like that. But in order to get down to the build deck, all you have to do is tip it upside down and unscrew it. And just like that, without interrupting your normal daily flow, you can check out your build, you can adjust the cotton if need be, and you can rebuild it as well. So pretty cool thing from the Mage GTA. So let's go ahead, take a little bit of a closer look at this thing, and let's build it up. Alright guys, so the Taiji coils that we're going to be using today right here, as you can see right on the package, it says 0.25 ohms, and I'm assuming that's per coil. So we're just going to go ahead and grab one of these coils real quick, show you what it looks like. Pretty similar to the build video that I did a few weeks ago. Yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's just go ahead and grab our jig here. I'm actually going to add one more wrap, or half a wrap I guess it would be, to this coil here so that the leads face the opposite direction. And that's kind of what we're going for with this one here, because this is a single coil build deck. So let's go ahead and bring in the build deck real quick for you. It's got these two little clamp style posts, which you just basically drop your coil into, and it's that easy to build this thing. It's pretty simple build. You just want to just set it in place like that. Then you just get out your Phillips head screwdriver and tighten it down. And it's already caught this piece of wire here, so we'll just go ahead and finish this one off. Like so. You want to make sure it's good and tight. And then it fits just right in here, so we can just kind of hold this one in place as we tighten this one here. And that's how easy it is to build this Mage GTA. It's that quick and easy. That's what I love about this device. You can literally get it going in a couple of minutes. The one thing is you got to really make sure these posts are good and tight, because you don't want that wire coming out or coming loose or anything like that. So just give it an extra little crank on there when you think you have it all set in place. Make sure it's good to go. Just kind of position the coil if necessary. It seems to be pretty much in place there. And we're going to go ahead and trim these leads. I'm going to trim that as close as I can to those posts. There we go. And voila, that's about it. That was a pretty simple build. Alright, so let's tune up these coils real quick. Let's start it off at 45 watts. Just gonna gently pulse them until you start seeing the glow. And once it starts glowing, you just kind of want to start brushing your coils across the top like you normally do here. And if need be, just kind of squeeze them together a little bit. But I mean, it's kind of expected that you're going to get a slight difference in the glow, considering you're working with round wire and a Clapton wire. So you're going to expect to see that round wire glowing a little bit quicker than the Clapton. But it should still be glowing from the inside out. That's the key factor here. And that's what we're seeing, which is a good sign. If it starts glowing a little bit towards one side, you might want to just kind of double check or triple check your posts just to make sure everything's still nice and tight, because heat can sometimes loosen up those terminals. So just get in there with your screwdriver once again and make sure they're good and tight. And we're just going to continue the heating process here just to make sure we're good to go before we decide to wick it. And I think we're in pretty good shape. So I'm just going to give it one last little heat up here. We'll test it at the max wattage that we're going to be using it at. I'm thinking around 75 watts. So let's set our mod to that. All right, here we go. Yeah, as you can see, the round wire is definitely heating up a lot faster than the Clapton, but it is heating from the center out. So we're good to go. Let's go ahead and wick this thing. Alright guys, so as you probably noticed in the sped up portion, I just kind of left the strand long. I gave it a little bit of juice, tucked it into these little wells right here, and then I trimmed it. That's because I don't like when the cotton actually touches the bottom of the tank section, because that way the juice doesn't flow around. So I've got it set to 75 watts. Let's go ahead and get this thing fired up once quickly before we put the tank back on. Not bad. All right, so let's put the tank back together, and it's pretty easy. All you got to do, just hold that upside down like that. As long as your wicks are nicely tucked into place, you can just slip the tank section back on or thread the tank section back on with ease. So just like that. Flip it back over, and it should wick no problem. All right, let's go back to the main screen, have a quick vape on this thing, and we'll talk about it some more. Alright guys, I hope you enjoyed the build section of the video. Now let's talk about the coil that we just put in this thing. So my first category, as always, is the heat, and the heat on this one isn't too bad. I'd say it's like a nice warm vape, definitely not too hot for my liking. I like the twisted wire coils in this particular device because it gives me the performance of a dual coil, or something with a little bit more surface area. However, it's only one coil in there, which is great. So at 75 watts, I'm getting excellent performance. The final resistance came out to 0.37 ohms, and when I'm vaping it at 75 watts, I get about 5 volts out of it, which is, a little bit on the high side, but it's kind of to be expected with this sort of twisted wire kind of build. Now, my second category is the ramp up and ramp down time. Now, for reference, I am vaping this using the soft ramp mode, and I'm doing that for a reason, because this coil in particular tends to be a bit spitty and poppy, and when you have it set to the standard or powerful mode, you tend to get that one big initial pop, and then it starts ramping up really fast. This kind of negates that fact. This kind of chills it out a little bit and just kind of slowly heats up the coil. I do get a little over a second of ramp up time. However, the ramp down time is manageable. I'd say it's 2 to 3 seconds before it kind of chills out. But let's go ahead and take a pull off of this thing, and we'll check out the ramp down time. So yeah, I'm getting a little bit extra long of a ramp down time, probably about 3 to 4 seconds. It's not too bad. It's definitely on the milder side of a ramp down, but yeah, it's definitely a little bit extra long. I feel like that comes into play when you have the coil a little bit starved for juice. You got to make sure that bottom part really is full of liquid, and I'll show you that in the close-up section when I do the full review. So my next category is the difficulty of this build. Obviously, I just installed a coil, but building on the Mage GTA in general is a cinch. It's a breeze. It's super easy. You can build a parallel coil on it. You can build an alien coil on it. You can build a standard round wire coil on it if you want to. Do whatever you want. This build is super simple. You just basically drop your coil into place, tighten it down, tune it up a little bit, and it's good to go. The wicking, a little bit more challenging, but at the same time, once you get the technique down, I feel like it's a breeze. You just want to get that coil a little bit saturated with liquid so you can kind of shape it and form it a little bit easier, trim off those wicks, and and you're good to go. I mean, it's fairly simple, it's fairly intuitive, and I feel like any amateur builder could definitely manage this one here. And my final category is the flavor, the one you've all been waiting for, the flavor. Today I'm vaping some of this infused by Steamery e-liquid. I just got a little sample bottle there. It's a strawberry watermelon flavor. It's very natural tasting, and it's got a hint of cucumber in it. The flavor is very light, very refreshing, very tasty. Really loving the flavor on these coils here. Yeah, so I believe these coils are made out of canthal. I'm pretty sure it's regular old canthal in here. Yeah, it says A1, so I'm assuming that's just regular canthal. But yeah, the flavor on this is pretty good. For canthal build, not bad at all. Usually I tend to prefer something like nichrome or something like that for my flavor builds, but for canthal, the flavor is top notch. That is for damn sure. In any case, guys, that about does it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe for more videos just like this. Of course, leave me comments in the box below of what you think of this build, or the Mage GTA, or the pre-made coils from Coilar, or anything else you guys want to talk about, and maybe the lovely decorations I did in my studio here. Just leave them in the box below. I'd love to discuss it with you guys. Of course, also check out the advocacy links I have in the description below. I've got them down there for you so you can fight for your right to vape. And check me out on my different social medias. I've got Twitter and Instagram. Make sure you follow me on there, like my page on Facebook, check out my Snapchat, and if you want to give me a couple bucks on Patreon, that would be awesome as well. You guys are the best. Thank you so much for joining me, and as always, vape on.